Hello, everyone. Have you ever looked at your contacts app and thought it could do so much more? It just stores names and numbers, but it doesn't really help you to understand your connections. What if it could show you how your friends, family, and colleagues are linked together? What if it could actually find friends of friends or give insights into your own network, just like social media, but in your own private contact list? That's the idea that led me to build Nexus Smart Contacts Manager. Nexus takes a simple contact list and turns it into something meaningful. It helps you add, edit, and search contacts easily, but also lets you explore relationships, discover new links, and even analyze your own social circle. It's like giving your address book a bit of intelligence, making it not just functional but truly smart. But before we begin, let me introduce myself. I am Soham Jain, a BTech first year student at IIT Roorkee, and today I will be presenting my project Nexus, where technology meets relationship and managing your contacts becomes smarter than ever. So let us start. Let us see what we will discuss in this presentation. We'll see what is Nexus, how is it different from normal app, basic features which it has, smart features which makes it different, and we'll see logic and code behind display menu and main function, global data structures which are used all over the code but are defined in a very small part, utility functions, and the libraries that I integrated will dispatch. What is Nexus? Nexus basically means central connective hub. While building Nexus, my aim was to manage complex relationships and not just store names. Instead of just recording names, it models connections between people using a sophisticated but simple 2D array, which I call a network matrix. It uses basic C++ structure, loops, and conditional logic to perform advanced analysis that no standard phone app offers. You still be wondering, what is Nexus really needed? So let us compare Nexus with standard phone. Nexus has smart features like multi-criteria search. For example, you want to search a con. You can search it through name, through its relationship, also by email ID or by phone number. It has two important network of features. First is most central connector and friends of friends, which we will discuss briefly afterwards. It also has duplicate checks features, which prevents saving contact with existing phone numbers or emails. For example, you say you are adding a new contact and you are using the same phone number which already exists in the contact list. So it will show you an error. It handles and models data using a 2D network matrix that we discussed in the last slide. Here's our roadmap for understanding basic features. First, we will learn the logic and then I'll execute the code in front of you. We will begin with adding a contact, viewing on contact, deleting a contact, and at the end of basic features, editing a contact. So let us see the first feature, editing a contact, adding a contact. Let us see the logic of adding a contact. First, it runs an if else statement which checks if the num contact, which is set, which cannot be greater than max contact. As it is a demo, I've set the max contacts to be 50. If the num contact is equals to 50, so it will show that the contact list is full. If the contact list is empty, then it will prompt the user to enter name, email, phone number, and relationship status. For that, I have created name, phone, email, and relationship variables using a string. The user will see, uh, the compiler will ask the user to enter the name, and using getLine, I uh, getLine helps us to helps the compiler to understand that spaces are a part of input, and same for phone number, email ID. And for relationship, I've added A to E options. So just the user just has to enter A to E options. Like if he's a the contact is a family member, he will enter A. And to make it uh, case insensitive, I used a to upper function which changes small a to capital A. So if the compiler reads small a as a capital A. Okay. Smart bar. Before saving a contact, a for loop is used to scan all the existing contacts. Inside for loop, an if-else statement to check is a new phone number or email already exists in the list or not. See, a for loop, and inside is if the email already exists in the list, it will prompt the user a contact with this phone number or email already exists. This makes the project more smart. Let me execute this code. See, this is our menu. It displays first Nexus Smart Manager. It has total 10 options. First, add new contact. Second, view all contact. Third, delete contact. Fourth, split contact details, and so on. I need to add new contact, so I'll press 1. It says the name I want to add. Let's say I want to add Jay. It asks for the phone number. Say randomly 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 9 0. Email ID. Say j@email.com. Now for friend, I'll enter small a. Uh, I'll enter small b. It will read capital B. Let's see. Contact J added total contacts 41. Now we will proceed to next feature, viewing all contacts. The function first checks the num contact counter is 0 or not. If it's 0, it will display the contact list is currently empty. Please add a contact. If it's not 0, the for loop to go through the contacts array starting from the first slot, index 0, and printing every contact name, phone, email, and relationship. This is a for loop running for it from 0th index to the last index 40. The user will see index, name, phone, email, and relationship. Let me show you. Asking for the choice. I will enter 2. Now it shows all the contacts starting from 0th index, whose name is Vidhan, whose phone number is this, whose email ID is this, relationship is that. Okay, all the list 41 at last, index 40, at index 40, J, who I added recently, whose phone number, email ID, and relationship was that. Let us proceed to our next feature, deleting a contact. The program first asks the user for the name of the contact they want to delete. It uses find contacts index helper function, which we will discuss later on, to search the entire list and get the exact position, the index that the user has entered. So the user will see delete a contact. He has to enter the name of the contact to delete. Clear input buffer, you can ignore for now. I'll explain you later on. Get line to ignore for the compiler to understand spaces are a part of input. And int when I have defined index to delete as an integer, which is equals to index of associated with the name that the user has entered. Now, if else statement checks if the contact was found. See, if the contact is not found, it will go to else and it will display not found, nothing deleted. If the contact is found, a for loop start at that position. This is the shifting part. Now, this is the for loop. Let me explain the logic. Let's say there are 6 books on a stack. If you want to pick up a fourth book, you'll pick the fourth book. That is what for loop does. And now in order to avoid the space, you move the fifth book to fourth position. You move the sixth book to fifth position. And this is what it means by contacts j equals to contact j plus 1. With j starting from the index that the user has the name which is associated to the name the user has entered to the last index. Okay. Finally, the num contact count will be decremented by 1. So let me show the demo for this. Uh, is asking for the choice that I want to enter. Say I'll want to delete, so I let it see. The name I want to delete. Let's say at zeroth index Vidhan was there. I want to delete his name. So Vidhan, now it shows contact Vidhan deleted permanently. Now we'll verify it by viewing all contacts. So see earlier where zeroth index Vidhan was there. Now Neha has come, which was at first index. So you can see the contact has been deleted permanently. Also, we can check that J, which was at 40th index, has come now to 39 index. So our book logic is working properly. Going back to our next feature, editing a contact. Editing a contact is essential while if you are maintaining a contact list. It function first asks the user to enter the name of the contact that he or she might want to delete. Again, the find contact index helper function locates the contact's position in the array. See, we have created a subfunction edit contact, which is of void type. That means it does not have to return anything to the main function. A string with name to edit. The user will see enter the name of the contact to edit. Clear input buffer. You can ignore it for now. And get line. We have marked index equals to find contacts index associate with the name that the user had entered. If index is not found, user will see not found. Now, if the contact is found, the program prompts the user to enter values for name, phone number, email, and relationship. Here is the smart part that if, let's say, while editing a contact, generally want to edit only a single detail. So, say I want to edit phone number. So, if the user does not want to edit the name, relationship, and email ID, so he or she can just press enter, then the old value will be kept. This is done using a if statement. Let's see. We have defined new value as a string. User will see new name. Aside to it, it will also display current. Okay. Here you can see skip editing a field and keep the current value. Just press enter. So for name, here is for name, new phone number, new email, new relationship, contact updated successfully. Let me show you code. Now, this is a main menu. I want to edit the contact. Let's say I want to edit Neha, which was at zeroth index now. I'll enter Neha. New name. I do not want to change the name. I will enter. Let's say by mistaken, I had to write. I have written three at the end, but it was two. So I'll make this change. Two. I do not want to edit email, so I'll press enter. I do not want to add change the relationship, so I'll press enter. Now it shows contact updated successfully. Again, we'll verify it by viewing all contact. Now let us see if the contact is updated or not. So you can see index 0, name Neha, phone number, which was earlier four threes at the end. Now it is three threes and one two. So the code has run successfully and the contact has been updated. Now we'll come to our next features. We are done with data entry. It is time to stop listing contacts and start analyzing our network. In this next section, we execute the core C++ algorithm that reveal the two paths hidden within our data. Let me introduce you to the smart features. First, multi-criteria search, followed by view contacts by relationship type, add network connection, friends of friends, and at last, simple network analysis. Let us go to multi-criteria search. The user first see a menu, giving them a option, giving them three options: first name, second phone, and third email. They can choose any one of them to search. Now, you see, we have created a sub-function called search contact smart, which is a void function. That is, it does not return any value to the main function. We have created a variable choice, which is an integer. We have created a variable search term, which is a string. The user will see uh, this screen that we have discussed here. Uh, if the user gives an input which is an invalid, so it will display invalid input and it will return function will return to menu. Okay. Uh, it then uses a switch statement to direct the program to the correct search for. If the user has put name, then the switch choice will go to case one, if phone number case two, and if email address case three. Inside the chosen case, a for loop scans through the entire list of functions. So here is the for loop which starts from the 0th index to the last index. This here is the interesting part. The search uses a powerful string method called find. This is what makes the search smart and it does not need to match exactly. For example, you are searching for Neha and you write NEH only. Then also it will give a match and it will display the contact details of Neha. So a for loop starting from 0th index till the last index. If the contact is I is empty, so it will continue and switch case. Let's say I have entered the name, so it will goes to case one. If ith contact details matches any search term, so it will return the match value true. Inside the for loop, we have defined a match to be false, so it is initialized with false. But if it returns, so its value will change to true. Now, if it is true and found, we have already initiated with false, so it is false. So the user will see the search result and there will be cout of this name, phone number, email, and relationship. Every time a match is found, the program prints the contact details. After the two initials, if no match is found, let's say you have entered a name which is not in the contact list, so no match will be found. So the user will see no contacts found match. Let me show you how the code executes. I'll enter 5 for smart search. I'll search by name. I'll write Neha and it gives me the search result for Neha, phone number for this, email address, and relationship. So you see our smart search is working properly. Let's go back to our next feature. Our next feature is view contacts by relationship. First of all, it shows a menu to the user A to E for all relationship type. It uses a smart switch to map the choice, and a for loop starts through the contact to find matches. Let's see. We have created view contact by relationship of subfunction, which is also a void type, rel underscore choice, which is a character, rel underscore type string. The user will see filter by family, friend, colleague, contains other. The user has to enter A for family and so on. Now we have also used to upper here, same for converting small a to capital A. Now, case A means if the relation type is family, so it will go to case A and respectively to other cases. Now, here starts the for loop from 0th index to the last index. If contact at ith index is not empty and contact at ith index matches the relationship type that the user has entered, all the contact detail will be displayed out from name to email. Now, if say the user has entered a relationship type, say colleague and colleague, no colleague are there in the entire list, so it will be displayed no contact found with this relationship. Now, what is the use case of this? Say, for example, you have to organize a family function, then you do not have to scroll all the numbers and check all the contacts of family members and view all contacts. You can use this feature and it will display all the family members. Then you can send messages to each. One more example, for example, you are organizing a friend's party, so you do not have to do it manually. You go use this feature and it displays all the friends that you have. Let me now show you the output. For view by relationship, I need to press 6, so I'll press 6. Now say I'm organizing a friend's party, so I'll enter small b. It will read as capital B. Now it displays all my friends, starting from Rahul to end Jay, which I entered in this presentation only. It's working properly. Now coming back to our presentation, going to our next feature, coming to our third smart feature, add network connection. Add network connection is what turns simple contact into a social network. The program first, here you can connect two persons in your contact list. The program first asks you for the names of the two contacts you want to connect and uses find contact index helper function, find the exact position, that is the indexes of both of the contacts. It perform or also perform two checks. First, will have created add connection, avoids a function. Name one and name two as a strings. The user will see enter the name. User has to enter the name of the first contact. We have taken it to get line. Enter the second contact, also taken to get line. Index one. Now index one using helper function find contact index. Through name one, we have found the exact index that the user has entered. Same is for second contact. Now, say index 1 is wrong or index 2 is wrong. So the user will see one or both the contacts were not found. If index 1 is equals to index 2, the user will be displayed. That is, the user wants to connect a person, same person by himself or herself. So cannot connect the contact to themselves. This is what we were talking about, the two checks. Now, in the network matrix, let's say the user has entered the uh, entered the indexes correctly. So in the network matrix, it will be updated from 0 to 1 in both where the rows and column matches of both the indexes. And the user will be displayed connection established between first index person and the second index person. Now, it might be tough to understand this function feature at first time. So I'll give you an example. See, this is what the network matrix looks like. Take question mark also as 0. So 0 means they do not know each other. Vidhan does not know Neha, Rahul, Mo. Okay. So once the user enters Vidhan, the index 1 will be updated with 0. Neha, index 1 will be updated with 1. Okay. Now these are the two indexes where the rows and columns of both Neha and Vedant matches. So these are initially 0. After the function has feature has been coded successfully, they will be transformed to 1. Now Vidhan, the starter, the output will be look like this. Knows Neha, which is at index 2, index 1, sorry. Rahul, which is at index 2, Priya and index 5. Neha, which was my friend, uh, Vidhan at 0th index and knows Vishal at 6th index. So you might ask a question that what is the practical use of this data? This data here collected allows the simple network analysis feature to find most central connector. See, most central connector in your contact list is the person that knows others in your contact list more frequently. So if you have any urgent information, say uh, you have urgent information that you need to pass to most of your contacts, so you can send it to most central connector. Then he or she will forward it, and the information spread more rapidly. Let me show you how to execute the code. Now for adding a connection, I'll press 7. First contact, Vidhan. Second contact, Neha. Now it shows connection established between Vidhan and name. Now the network matrix has been updated to this from this. Okay, we'll move to next feature. Our next feature is friends of friends. This function finds people who are two steps away from starting contact, also called second degree connections. Entirely depends on nested loops, two for loops working together to navigate through the network map. The user first enters the starting contact's name, say Vidhan. So the starting index turns to 0 as Vidhan's index is 0. Now a for loop starts, which starts from zeroth index to last index, and there is an if statement. It goes to Vidhan's row and checks that if there is one present or not. If there is a one, it means the person is Vidhan's friend. For example, say Neha at index 1 is Vidhan's friend. It goes at Neha's index. Thus, the friend index turns to is equals to 1. Now the inner loop starts, and we have also created FOF index, friend of friend index for this. And now it will go to Neha's row and start a for loop. And if it founds a 1 means Neha's friend, so it will be see out the friend index details, friend of friend index details. Okay, it has some crucial checks, that is excluding direct connections. The logic includes crucial if-else statements inside the loops to make sure the program doesn't print the names. It shouldn't. It must give the starting person Vidhan. So Vidhan is friend of friend is Vidhan. It's wrong, right? It must skip people who are already direct friends of the starter because we only want the second degree connections. It uses a vector string to avoid showing a duplicate friends of friends to multiple mutual friends. Let me execute this function. Now say I want to find friends of friends. I'll enter 8. It's starting. I'll write Vidhan. Connections that are two steps away from Vidhan. Vishal via Neha, Meena via Neha, Sanjay via Neha, Kiran via Rahul, Megha via Rahul. So this is what Friends of Friends feature was. Now coming back to our presentation, going to our next feature. Let's see our last smart feature, which is simple network analysis. It has two parts: relationship breakdown, and second part, most connected person. In the relationship breakdown, it basically displays all the number of counts, family counts, friends counts, colleagues count, acquaintance count, and other counts. So how does the logic works? The program first sets up counters for each relation to be 0, uses a single for loop to look at every contact in your list. If else statement checks each contact's relationship field and adds one to the correct one. Finally, and prints the total contact for each character. Now see, we have created subfunction simple network analysis, which is a void function. Now, in family count to be 0, friend count 0, all counts to be 0. A for loop starts from the first 0th index to the last index. If contact at ith index is not empty, it will go into this block. If contact at ith index is relationship matches with family count will increase by 1 and so on for others. This is how it works. Now, coming to our second part, most connected person. The program uses nested loops for scanning a network's matrix. The outer loop selects a contact and the inner loop checks every other contact to see if there is a connection in that person's row or not. A variable we have created, which is current connection, keeps the running count of how many links that a person has. Let's say Vidhan has 5 current connections, Nia has 6 current connections, and for example, that was that. The program keeps track of the person with highest count and displays their name at the end. Let us understand the code. We have created max connections in an integer initiated with -1. Thing most connected uh, s- initiated with not available. If num contact is greater than 0, a for loop starts from 0th index to last index, whose current connection is 0. Now, let's say for loop First for loop was at zeroth index, so Vidhan's index, it checks all the rows in the Vidhan's index. Is what the second for loop does. And if the network matrices I and j matches and equals to 1, so current connection will increase from current connections will increase by 1. If the current connection is greater than max connection, let's say till Neha, max connection was of Vidhan, which was 5. So max connection will change to Neha and it will be, let's say, 6. Now, if max connection is greater than 0, the display will be most centrally connected person, most connected name, then max connection will be displayed. Uh, Let me execute this code. Now, for simple network analysis, I have to enter 9. I'll enter 9. So it gives me the data. I have family 11 contacts, friends 13, colleagues 8, acquaintance 8, another 0. Most centrally connected contact in my list is Vidhan, which has 6 connections. Here, you might be thinking, why is this feature important? Say, let's say your connection list grows to 500 people, and now you want to share an information uh, very quickly. So you can send this information to the most connected person in your contact list, and he or she can share it urgently. So this is the use of simple network analysis. We'll come to our next part. Now that you have seen what core features can do, it is time to pull back the curtain and show how they are built. The rest of this presentation will focus on the code that makes it all. Here is a quick summary for all those slides coming. We'll see display function and main menu, which covers the switch statements that directs user input, showing robust input validation that prevents application crashes, followed by global data structures, explains the contact arrays and the num contact count, includes network matrix, which we often use in almost all the smart features that stores all network connections. Utility function explains the find function, contact index function, which enables fast case insensitive lookup for all the features alongside with clear input buffer function. Libraries that we integrated explains the purpose of each library, showing that the right tools were chosen for fast features. So let's start. Here is the code for the display menu. The user can see this. For making it user friendly, I have used this equivalent symbols so many times. First is contact manager. At the top, it will be written, followed by one add new contact, two for view all contact, three delete contact, four edit contact details, five smart search, six view by relationship type, and then network analysis, three features. Seventh, eight add network connections, eight find friends of friends, which was a actually good feature. Ninth, simple network analysis and giving insights to the data. Zero for exiting the program, and then finally enter your choice. That is, the user enters 1 to 9 or 0 to exit the program. You must be thinking why it is separately written as a sub function and not in main function. See, the main purpose was to keep the main function clear and to keep the main function shorter. And this also lets you show the menu anytime with a single function call. Let us proceed to the next slide. Coming to the understanding of main function, which is the heartbeat of the entire project, it includes the do while loop, which act as a continuous loops and only breaks when the user enters the choice as 0 to exit the program. It also includes the input validation statement using an if statement. If Cin is incorrectly typed by the user, it will display invalid input. Please enter the number from 0 to 9. Cin.ignore has been used to clear the leftover lines with leftover new line character from the input buffer, which the user has entered in the previous commands. Use of multiple switch statement to proceed for different features so that it keeps the int main function clean and neat. Let's proceed to next. Now we will examine global data structure to study how we organize and save data. We have first created structured contracts uh, in which makes the code organized. Every contact variable created will be automatically have a name, phone, email, relationship, and is empty flag, which marks if the slot in the array is available or not. You can see here code for that contact. We have created contact using a struct. We have defined name, phone, email, relationship, and bool is empty flag, which is predefined as true. It also contains eight networks matrix, maximum contacts into maximum contacts, which is a two-dimensional array, which we used in almost every feature that acts like a grid. One means a connection exists and zero means no connection. Int num contact equals to 40 means we have pre-filed 40 contacts so that I can present you this presentation. In network matrix, here is that Vidhan connected to, see, uh, this to this means Vidhan is connected to index, the person at index 1, 2, 5, 11, 23, and 35. Neha, uh, from this matrix to this, signifies Neha is connected to 0th index, 6th index, 10th index, and 15th index, and so on. Overall, has six connections, Neha has four connections, Rahul has four connections. The rest of the matrix is zero for simplicity. So this was the predefined connected persons. Now we'll move to utility functions, or I call it as core helpers, because they perform crucial tasks like fast searching and reliable input handling and makes the code cleaner. Most important part in utility function is find contact index function. Its purpose is to accept a name like Vidhan and return that contact's exact array position, which was used in like smart search function and friends of friends and many other smart features. The key feature here is case insensitivity, which ensures reliable searching. It uses std transform to temporarily convert both the user's input and the contact stored name to lowercase. It then compares the lowercase strings, and you can also see a for loop starting from 0th index till the last index. What it does actually is iterate the job and sequentially check every single one of the 40 contacts in the database until it finds the correct one. Without the loop, it would not be possible. See, if the contact at ith index is not empty and the contact name, the lower cases matches the search lower, that's the user's input, then the for loop will return the index I and hence or return -1 based on if it finds an index or does not find, which will be provided to the main function afterwards. This combination allows the function to reliably locate the contact. If a contact match is found, the function returns their array index, otherwise -1. Okay, that we were discussing on last time. It also has void clear input buffer, which is a dedicated cleanup clue for the input area. Generally, what happens is when the user enters the input, most of the time some buffer thing gets saved in the compiler. So to clear it, we use void clear input buffer. Let us see the libraries that we integrated to complete the project. We integrated IO stream, whose purpose is for C in, C out. We integrated string because we use string variables all along or also for getLine. We integrated limits library for numeric limits for creating functions like clear input buffer. We included vector because dynamic arrays, we created dynamic arrays like for example, we created find friends of friends function. We included algorithm for searching and sorting. For example, we used it in find contact index. We integrated triple C type library also for character checks, which was used in add contacts and view contacts by relation. So yeah, that was NEXUS, the smart contacts manager. The main idea behind the project was to take a basic contacts app and then turn it into something smarter, something that actually understands your connections. It also covers all essential features like editing, adding, deleting, and searching content. But what makes it really stand out are the smart features. Things like finding friends of friends, checking how people are connected, analyzing your network, and even spotting duplicate contacts automatically. Features like Find Contact and Display Network make it more than just a place to store names. Rather, they make it a system that helps you explore your relationship with others. So, you can check out the code and details on my GitHub. The link's right here on the screen. Thanks a lot for watching. So, thank you. That was Nexus.